Regrets? I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. Hi everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk entertainment. Breaking out a little Elvis Presley today. Why? Because do the Giants regret Daniel Jones at 6? Do they regret making that pick? What's going to be the quarterback options for the Giants in 2022? What are we looking at here? Are we going back to Daniel Jones? Are we going to try to find another quarterback? Are we going to move in maybe in the draft and pick somebody out? Is Daniel Jones even an option? Let's start with, we got 6 guys we want to talk about. Let's talk first about Daniel Jones. Mr. Jones, neck injury. We have no clue what it is. He's coming back and saying, I could be ready for September or August. I'm coming back. I'll be back strong. That's a long time to be out with a neck sprain. I keep thinking to myself, and I said this a couple videos, that I'm thinking it's a bone issue. I don't think it's a neck sprain. I don't think it's a muscle. I don't think it's a ligament. I don't know if there's ligaments in your neck. I don't know. But for something to linger that long, to me, maybe it's a spider fracture in one of his bones in his neck. I don't know. But I don't think we're getting the full truth. And of course, we never really, we won't get to full truth right away because of the fact that HIPAA laws and things such as that. And, organizationally, they're going to play it close to the vest to see exactly where it needs to, to make sure that they're taking the best care of the player. And hopefully that's what they're doing. Hopefully Daniel Jones is being smart about it. I mean, but is he going to be the best option, even if healthy, for this new regime, this new general manager, this new coach? He's had his ups, he's had his downs. Everyone points to his rookie season, but I said it before, you eliminate 3 games in his rookie season, and you have a quarterback that basically has the same statistics over 3 straight years. Something like 12 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's pretty much averaging something similar to that for the last 3 years if you subtract those those big games of his rookie season. He's shown that he has some wheels, but he is not what you would not qualify him as a cheetah. He doesn't accelerate very well when he's moving. He doesn't really have pocket presence. He doesn't have pocket awareness. But, like I said, if you get him running down, he's like I mentioned a million times. I had an old Oldsmobile, brown thing, big brown Oldsmobile. I think it was from the early 70s. That thing moves once you got it rolling downhill. And that's exactly what Daniel Jones is. He's like that Oldsmobile. You get him rolling downhill, he gets rolling. He gets going. But your problem is you can only take advantage of the over-aggressiveness of the rush a certain amount of times. It just kills me that it looks like Daniel Jones might have been better off under Jason Garrett. Shocking as that seems, maybe it wasn't Jason Garrett. Maybe the whole philosophy of the offense, like I said before, is probably Daniel Jones. Joe Judge. The name that we shall not speak. That's going to be my new sound effect. The name we shall not speak. And that's what we're going to refer to him now as. And I think I'm going to break that sound effect out on Tuesday's stream. But is Daniel Jones the best option available at quarterback? He's the best option on the roster. But that's not saying much. Because there's other viable options out there. Deshaun Watson, the biggest issue, of course, with Deshaun is his legal issues. You cannot take away his talent. I believe he's got top 5, top 10 talent written all over him. And he's proven it with the Texans on some bad teams with some bad offensive lines. He's proven his mettle. He's proven his wear. He's proven his ability. It's just the off-field issues which are going to hamper him in finding a new job. I mean, he basically sat out the whole 2021 season. I mean, not basically, he did. So now there's talk that he wants to go where Brian Flores goes. I would not mind a Flores-Deshaun Watson reunion if we're not giving up the farm to get him. If we're not giving up everything that we have in reference to valuable draft capital, which we're going to need because of the fact that our cupboard is bare in regards to a lot of places. He's young enough that you can build around him and you can build him as a cornerstone piece. So you don't have to worry about age being a factor. You are going to have to worry about his contract. You're going to have to do something to fit him in to the 2022 cap. I just love it now. All I see on Twitter is the 2022 cap is screwed. We're so bad off. I've been saying that since before the season started in 2021. But hey, what do I know? But you'll have to do something to fit in the cap. You're probably going to have to renegotiate his contract or extend him and push out his money into 2023. But there'll be ways to get around it. But again, he's not a perfect fit in reference to the fact that he's got these legal issues. If he can rectify his legal issues, I think that we could be looking, and he wanted to come here and we bring in Brian Flores. I got no problem then bringing in Flores if it means I'm going to bring in Deshaun Watson. Just throwing it out there. Another valuable, or I should say another quarterback which is probably going to be valued on the open market is going to be Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota, of course, he came in to the league with all the pomp and circumstances, number 1 pick out of Oregon. Looked good. His problem with Marcus Mariota is people forget he has the talent. He has the ability. He's shown it. In his first 3 seasons, he progressed from 3-9, 8-7 to 9-6. And his totals went up each year, except he went down in 17. But he came in the league 18 through 19 touchdowns to 10 receptions. Then he had the big year in 2016, where he threw 26-9. Then he kind of tailed off at 13-5, and then he kind of dropped off a little bit more at 11-8. His biggest problem has been his consistency, and his other biggest issue is the fact that staying healthy. He had that 1 year in 18 where he completed 68% of his passes. He was 7-6 as a starter, but again, he can't stay healthy. He's got to stay on the field. He's had 2 seasons now with the Las Vegas Raiders. He hasn't really played much this year. He only got into 1 game through 2 passes, I think, for like 50 yards. He played a little bit in 2020, but like I said, he's not a guy. I mean, he's not a guy. He's actually had, it's funny. He's had 1 good playoff run, which was in 17, where he went 1-1. He completed 60% of his passes, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. But he's a guy that you can build upon, I think, for a short period of time if you're using him as a stopgap. If you are using him, and I think we could. I mean, I would have no problem playing Marcus Mariota for a year or 2 and have a rookie quarterback sit behind him. Because hopefully he's going to be consistent enough for a short period of time. And he has the talent. Like I said, it's injuries and consistency is what he needs to work on. And maybe a couple of years on the bench, is going to do him some good. Sometimes you learn best when you're sitting and watching. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He's 28 years old. He'll be 29 in October. So he's still young enough that if you need to use him for a season or 2, he's going to have that availability. And the worst case scenario also is after that, if you have your rookie quarterback who comes in and plays in 2023, he could be a great backup. I did a video 2 years ago saying, before the Raiders signed him, saying the Giants should sign him to challenge Daniel Jones. And I've said it before, I worry about Daniel Jones's intestinal fortitude that the Giants did not go out and find a quality backup the last 2 years, because I worry that they have a feeling that he can't handle the competition. Just a thought process in my head, but something like that would work. Then you could go the draft route. I know some people are high on Kenny Pickett. I'm okay with Kenny. 6'3", 220 pounds. Pocket passer mainly, though. He's not going to get you. He's not going to give you much in the running game from the aspect. He's not slow, but he's not nimble of foot. He's going to be the statuesque Eli Manning, Phil Simms, Y.A. Tittle, Charlie Conley, Kerry Collins type model. Well, the thing that bothers me about Kenny a little bit is he's a 5-year quarterback at Pitt. Most people forget that he's been in college for 5 years. The NCAA granted all 2020 fall athletes an extra year of eligibility because of COVID. And he used it to return to take the Panthers starting quarterback job in 2021. He set school records, which was fantastic. Team went 11-2, but you look at the years before that. 2,408 yards, 13 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. 2019, he had over 3,000 yards for 13-9. 14-game starter in 2018, 1,900 yards, 12-6. He's had one big season at 11-2, 4,319 yards, completed 67% of his passes, 42 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Career high with 233 yards rushing. I have a problem with a guy that is a 5-year starter and does not turn the corner until that 5th season. It makes me worried. It worries me. That, and like I said, I'm not bashing the kid, but it worries me that he didn't turn the corner as a starter until his 5th year of starting. People need to look at that. People need to examine that. Then there's my favorite, of course. We all know who that's going to be. It's Malik Willis. Malik Willis, to me, is the guy the Giants should draft, is the guy we need to draft. He is a guy that just has the it factor, has the wow factor. Scouts are starting to see it more and more. Fans are starting to see it more and more. If you're a fan of Any Given Sunday, you know who he is.
Gotta get to work. That's right. Yes. Come on, man. Come on. My name is Will.
That's Willie Beeman of the Miami Sharks. That's what this guy is. He is going to be electric. He's going to be exciting. He's going to be fun. People are going to point the fact that he went to Liberty. He went to Liberty after he couldn't compete at Auburn. Well, sometimes a change of scenery is what you need. And the 2020 season at Liberty was fantastic. 2,250 yards passing, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Then most people forget he had another 14 interceptions for 944 yards rushing. The 2021 season was a little bit off for him because of the fact that he was kind of devoid of talent on his team. And the issue also has been that the fact that his star receiver from 2020, who caught everything, was dropping everything. He still finished 8-5. Career highs with a passing attempts and completions, completed over 61% of his passes for 2,857 yards, 27 touchdowns, had 12 interceptions, and 8 of them came in 3 games. Still rushed for 787 yards and 13 touchdowns. So the kid was responsible for 40 touchdowns. 34 touchdowns in 2020, 21, and he was responsible for over 40. He is going to be something. He's going to be electric. I'm telling you guys that right now. Believe me or not. And I've told everyone before, go watch Liberty games, but watch the whole game and just watch Malik, what he does. Watch him on the good plays, watch him on the bad plays, and watch him when he has the ball, watch when he doesn't have the ball, just watch what he does. And then if you don't come away impressed with that, I don't know what's going to impress you. And then the wild card, which is what I don't think we could even go for, is going to be our old buddy Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's on the wrong side of 30. Still a high-profile talent. Still has the skills to pay the bills. He's still 1 in a million in reference to the quarterback ability. Problem is he's on the wrong side of 30. And I know people get excited because he said he would waive his no-trade clause to come to the Giants. But I think that's just a smokescreen because honestly, why would, at his age and his talent level, why would you want to come to a team that has a bad offensive line, devoid of talent, and you're probably not going to be good for at least 3 to 4 years? Why would you want to put yourself at that age? I know middle age, I know when you're in your mid 30s, you're old, but why would you want to why wouldn't you want to go to a contender? And I think he's just using the Giants as a smokescreen. But like I said, those are 6 good options or 5 good options, I believe, for the 2022 season. My pick is still going to be always Malik Willis. Dom and I are going to be on today at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, talking everything Giants, having a blast with that like we always do. And radio contract was signed last Friday, or 3 days ago, 4 days ago. We're going to be doing our first show, or I should say the trial show, is going to be on February 18th. We'll have more news and more details about that when it comes. And there is a simulcasting option, so you don't have to be in upstate New York or Canada. There is a simulcasting option. It's going to be interesting, guys. I'm already getting a little freaked out about it. I have a producer, and evidently I have to do what the producer says, and I have to take notes. I can't just come on and freewheel it like I do now. And I guess I got to learn hockey. But we'll figure it out, guys. So we'll see everyone today at 4. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, you can like, subscribe, ring that bell, you know what it means. That'd be awesome.